A versus, well, I don't know if that's out there either. Jason Gray versus James Holmes. Uh, Parties have presented evidence, both parties have had an opportunity to review the evidence. I'll get it back in order here. Of concerns that stick out to me. My first inclination, actually, this is a nice house, older home, wood siding. Uh, the contract that was originally executed states here was for two colors, scrape of paint, comma, caulk as needed. Prime two coats, finish color white and color match blue exterior windows only. And to be able to get your signs posted for the entirety of the project until 2 weeks after. The plaintiff presented exhibits. In Exhibit 4, he testified that this is at least the first half of these pictures were the condition of the property when he left, the exterior condition when he left. As I reviewed these pictures closely and recalled the testimony to be that the property had been primed and the trim was painted. And the plaintiff says that the defendant had gone around the property and saw things, a quote, that were not there. I specifically questioned about the third picture, which shows some green pieces of tape in areas that were now black, where it looks like some either paint or some of the prime had now falling on the, what's it called, eavesdrop. The eavesdrop. So my inclination by seeing this is that there was an issue there, but that needed to be further scraped. It sounds to me, based on the testimony of both parties, is that the plaintiff or the defendant probably was a high maintenance defendant, client. And he probably went, which I would be too if I was spending this kind of money, probably went around the property looking for areas that was of concern as the work was being done and pointing out where those concerns were, where it appears to be also to me that the continuous pointing out of those issues frustrated you as a professional. It calls into question your craftsmanship and your ability to do your job. But that doesn't dispute or discredit that there may have been some concerns that needed to be addressed. And under your contract, you warranty your workmanship. Nonetheless, I see some areas, even on the pictures where it says that the work or the trim was done. I see some areas where it doesn't look like the trim was done completely. It looks like that was primed too, but I could be wrong. Another concern that stuck out to me was that in the interior work, there's photos there of interior work. I think this was the work that was being done on the 31st, or these pictures reflect the incident that caused the blow up or disagreement on the 31st, where there's this pink looking putty. The original picture at least before it was scraped, does look as though it was smooth. Um, I do see a picture where it was scraped and it's not as smooth, but I don't believe that that was damage that was caused by plaintiffs doing the scraping of the paper or paint that was there. So again, it's a home that's, as you indicated, over 100 years old. But again, that's something that could be remedied and should have been expected to be remedied, whether that was a part of the original contract or not. If he's saying that you need to get something, additional parts for that purpose, or if you're asking for this filling to be done, I think that there probably at this point was a buildup effect, and at this point, the plaintiff could no longer take you picking at the work that he was doing with your dissatisfaction. Although I believe that the dissatisfaction that the defendant was pointing out was reasonable. The biggest concern for me, though, again, is now with the plaintiff. He testified that he was the one who walked off due to believing that there was an unsafe working environment. And I don't know that I have enough to believe that there was an unsafe working environment. Someone walking around and pointing out where they're dissatisfied with the work that's being done to their property, although it could be annoying, I don't know that that would constitute an unsafe working environment. It sounds like that exchange became more heated, but no one has testified that the police were ever involved, that there were threats being made. The only thing that I could gather is that the plaintiff became extremely frustrated. And that could be what the unsafe part was. He felt like he was going to be triggered to the point where it would become unsafe for him. So he walked off. A cooling off period would be appropriate. Where the bigger issue comes is that there was an opportunity to now cure this breach. And that proposal for cure didn't come from the person who walked off. It came from the defendant by way of what states here on September 2nd, a final demand, which would indicate to me that there had been at least some attempts prior to that to try to remedy the contract so that the parties could be made whole. You testified, Mr. Gray, under oath that you didn't respond to any of these because you didn't contract with his attorney. If he hires an attorney to address the issue, you need to be in communication with them, or you need to hire you an attorney at that point to be in communication. And so you stopped any progress or opportunity to address the issue at that point. And in my review of what the attorney was requesting, it seems to be pretty on point to what your contract was. And I know your attorney has argued that there was a request for more things. I don't see where any of these things are not things that are already outlined in the contract. It says complete the scraping of paint. Your contract says that you were going to scrape. This says 2 colors scrape paint. They just want it to be completed. It says you failed to perform pursuant to the contract and scrape the exterior of the paint. The demand was for you to complete that to the client's satisfaction. Number 2 of the demand is for 2 coats of primer, which is what I think your attorney said was the extra, but it clearly states on line 2, find 2 coats finished color. So if I were reading this, and that's what the point of the contract is, you're supposed to get 2 coats of primer. If that was incorrect, then that's where you respond to the claim or to the demand and say, nope, that's not what I offer. This is my counter. This is what I intend to do. But you did nothing. So you leave the person no choice. They can't leave their house this way. You could have countered and said, you leave the property. We don't want any communication. We'll finish the work according to your satisfaction. And then there'll be an appointed time for you to come and inspect. None of that happened. You just walked off, and then you were unwilling to negotiate remedying the issue. And so because of that, I have no choice but to find in favor of the defendant for their counter, because now they're in a position where they now have to get their house done. They've already put down a substantial deposit. They paid $8,920 on the first contract And now the outside of their house is not done. The paint's off. It's in worse condition than it was when they started. And so they had to pay somebody to come and get it done. I looked at this contract from Blue Sky Painting. I think one of the issues or the testimony from the plaintiff was that the defendant would point out where there was some dirt on the home that I guess had been primed over. I don't see where this contract from Fresh Perspective addressed cleaning or power washing the house. I don't know if that was just something you all didn't take into consideration. I do see where Blue Sky agreed to power wash. I don't think people want their house dirt painted over on their homes. I'm sorry.
Illegal power wash wood homes prior to 1979. That's why I did it.
Well,
Because you could spray lead paint everywhere or paint chips everywhere dispersed. That's why I didn't do it.
okay, nonetheless, there was a concern about there being some dirt under what the paint was. That's testimony I received from you, though, not from him. And that testimony was not addressed under oath. And so I think that some of these concerns are reasonable. If I was paying someone $17,000 to paint my home and I came out and I saw areas I felt like needed to be scraped a little better, then I think it should be pointed out. And I think the parties should be able to work together professionally when this kind of money is involved to have it addressed. I think that if I felt like there was dirt and I wanted that to be addressed, maybe you can't power wash it, you point that out, but maybe there's something else that you could potentially do. But as the professional, I think that you dropped the ball when you walked off because of your frustrations, and then you get calls and or a demand to cure it, and then nothing happens. That's where the issue really takes place. So you leave me with no choice at that point, but to cure them and make them whole, because you've taken half the money, the job's not done, they have to now get their house fixed. They're not seeking the entirety of the contract that they had to pay. They just want their deposit for the half back because they needed to essentially start from scratch to get the job done. So I'm going to grant them that they're a relief as it relates to repainting the home. As it relates to the interior of the home, the contract for that, the testimony was that 99% of that was done. I'm looking at photos where it looks like cabinets have been painted. And I don't remember there being any testimony about an issue about the cabinets being improperly painted. I think the major concern was the wall issue was what caused there to be an issue. And I think that was also the issue where there was some damage to the wall, the floor, and some overspray is what it looks like. And so that when I look at the Blue Sky Painting quote to address that, he had to pay to get, it looks like the floor and walls had some splatter and overspray. And that they had to clean that. I think that as it relates to this contract, because I do think that he did some but substantial portion of the work on this. I don't know that it was 99% done, but I think it was substantially completed. But of course, there was now this issue of overspraying and a damaged floor. And so it cost him about $900 to address that issue. I think as it relates to that, you all are even on that contract. I'm not going to order any additional on that contract, but I am going to grant their request as to the exterior of the home. Any additional matters as it relates to my ruling?
Would you like me to prepare a judgment or 7 days?
Yes, please. Thank you. Okay, well then we're off the record.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Do you want your exhibits back?
I do not.
Okay. Correct. You mind removing the paper for promos and sorry. Actually, we just put this in the file. We don't have to discard it. But I just want my paper to stay. Oh, you can leave the sticky notes. I'm just going along the file. Okay, this is. Okay, we're on the record in the matter of Rajay Badhani versus Godfrey Manguri and Pisa Jumo. Is everyone here? Okay, file number 22-2263. Can I have your appearance, counsel?
Yes, Felicity Till, PA 3961, appearing on behalf of the defendants.
Okay, and we have an interpreter here. You state your names for the records. Okay, do you want to come up? Can you hear them? Yes, they have to be able to hear you on the mics, so you guys got to get closer to the mics. Okay, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will interpret the matter now before the court completely and accurately and not divulge confidential communication, so help you God? Thank you. Can you spell your name first?
Karenine, first name, last name Orneval, Ornevel.
Okay, and so today was the date that I reset this hearing as it relates to who owes taxes for what. Do you want to interpret that? And it looks like Ms. Till has worked on this and you have resolved it.
I was able to communicate with the defendants on this, but I have not had a chance to talk to the plaintiff on the tax issue, Your Honor.
Okay, do you want me to get him on our iPad and you can talk to him?
Yes, I can do that.
Okay, we're off the record. We're gonna get you the iPad so she can talk to you about this. And then it may be resolved at this point. Okay? Since Mr. Bigelow comes back. We're off the record.
Ms. Till, were you all set?
If I could talk to the defendants real quick, I think I had the plaintiff hand over the iPad, but I think we'll be able to get this resolved.
Okay, I will go put them in the room.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Till, you'll just have to return to the same breakout room.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you. Your Honor, I just wanted to let the court know that I spoke to both parties in a breakout room, but we were unable to come to an agreement on the tax issue.
Okay, we're back on the record in the matter of Banhani versus Manguri and Jumo. Let's see, parties were unable to come to an agreement as to the issue of the tax. And your proposal was for the defendants to pay $239 for summer 2021 and $497 for the plaintiff to pay for summer 2021. Is that correct?
That is correct. I used, so do you want me to explain how I came to that calculation?
Yes, please.
Okay, so in Ingham County, taxes are calculated on the calendar year. So that's January 1st to December 31st. And so tax proration shall be computed as to the date title passes in a land contract where equitable title passes on the date of the signing. That would be May 1st of 2021. Okay, so for the summer of 2021, the tax bill was $1,512.73. Dividing that number by 365 yields a per diem tax rate of $4.14 per day. With equitable title passing to the defendants on May 1st of 2022, they would be responsible for $1,005.65. And plaintiff would be responsible for $497.08.
And she explained that to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you, what is your disagreement about?
Yeah, like I say, the first agreement, again, you're gonna say, the contract they signed is mentioned over there, they're responsible for the taxes for the whole year. When you buy a house from the treasury, they told you, you pay the taxes and you're responsible for the whole year. They will not divide it for winter or summer. That's what they do, and you can check on that. So when I
I
buy
have to
the,
check on it. They didn't buy the house from a.
like I say,
This is a
that's,
land contract.
yes, a land contract.
And I told you, even before Ms. Till had an opportunity to get any information to look into this, that if you were the owner of the property during any portion of which this accrued, I would hold you responsible. Nowhere in your contract says that they will be responsible for the entire year. It's not what it says.
Yes, Your Honor, and I agree with her. I will pay, not disagree with her. I explained to her the amount we are going here, the $770. That's what we are going before me and them.
With 707.
Right here, Your Honor. That's the arguing about. That's when they're left over for the taxes. So that's what you argue, what they arguing about. But now I know with the fees, that amount up to 900, and I agreed to pay a half of it with them. I told her just now, I agreed to pay a half. That make it 400 and something. So I'm not saying not paying it, but I mean, they should be responsible for a half and I will be responsible for a half, which is the same amount she's saying is not big difference, $40. But I'm trying to give the message. I'm trying to work with you, but you guys don't want to work with me. So, you know, I don't say I'm not responsible for that. I say I pay a half, and I told her I will pay a half and they can pay a half, but Now 700 now with the fees is up to 1,000 or 900. So it's not much.
The past due tax is 700, is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
yes, that's the best due we are going about. Now, 2001, like the summer, they responsible for that, we agree on that. So the 700 is total of the whole year when they send the taxes. The 700 include the whole year, summer and winter. So that's
For what year?
yeah, for the whole year,
For which year?
for 2001.
The 746.36 is what you're talking about?
Yes, that's for 2001. That's 2021, sorry, 21.
Okay, they did not get title to this, or the title didn't pass to them until May,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay? Per your contract. Here in paragraph 3A, the buyer shall place the premises in the buyer's name for taxation and shall pay prior to the imposition of any penalty or interest thereon, all assessments and taxes against the property after the date of this contract.
Yes, Your Honor, 2020, 20
Yeah.
is paid, so the tax.
I don't want to hear anything else about 2020 no more. We're only talking about 2021 because that's when they took possession of this property, and that's what this agreement is about.
Yes,
It's about the 746.36.
yes, Your Honor,
And that is because they were billed in the summer
yes,
for and they didn't take possession or ownership of this property until May, according to your contract.
Yes.
Also, according to your contract, they would be responsible for taxes after they signed the contract, not what you were responsible for. I told you I was gonna prorate it, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Your Honor,
I'm not here to go back and forth. I'll give you an opportunity to speak, and now is not the time. You can have a seat.
okay,
I told you before that I did not think it was fair and equitable for them to have to pay taxes that accrued during the time in which you were the owner of the property. And so I'm not going to hold them responsible for that. They will be responsible for the taxes that accrued while they had ownership. And so this proposal prorates it essentially exactly how I put in my note that I would do, that it would be prorated if I determined that. And you told me at the last hearing that that's not how it was billed. That's what you told me. It's not billed that, no, it's just for the summer. It's not. I said, no, I'm pretty sure, but I'm gonna give an opportunity for the attorney to find out exactly how it's billed. And it is, so I'm going to hold you responsible for the months in which you had ownership for, and that will make you responsible for $497.08 for summer of 2021. They will be responsible for the remaining balance, which was $249.28, and they will be responsible for any taxes that accrued after May of 2021, which is when title passed to them. I will have an order issued by, well, I guess I can use this as the order.
Your Honor, I sent you a Word and a PDF version of a proposed order in case you needed to make any changes.
Okay, I do see even where it was broken down here in the information and calculations. The copy of this, was that given to Mr. Ramhani?
I have not given him a copy of that, Your Honor, but I can provide him with one.
We can give, he's here, give him a copy of this. That would be the order of the court. Any questions?
Your Honor, I have too many questions. Like, I mean, I'm the one paying the fees over here. I'm the bringing to court. They didn't pay me for 8 months. Now I'm paying money.
Well, we're dealing with tax.
I know,
We're
but
not dealing
again,
with the other issue.
I
The
know
other issue
it-
is still pending.
I know that
You-
I want a hearing for electricity bill. You can't do that for me like
Did
they
you-
did for the taxes.
Did you file for electricity bill?
They did not file for the.
No,
tax-
I picked this out.
Okay, the why don't pick my.
No, I'm not gonna be picking out every little thing. If you wanna file, you can file a motion and I'll address it. But it has been clear and evident. We've been before the court on this issue so many times. There are a ton of issues, and it's not in my best interest to nitpick everything. If you have an ongoing electricity bill right now that they need to pay, or you believe that they should pay, then you need to file, and I want you to attach the appropriate documentation. You didn't provide me any of this documentation. I had to get an attorney to do it.
Well, the attorney, they want to charge me 5,000. If I have attorney right now, I don't be in this situation.
You,
I know that.
yeah, but this is the thing. You want me to pick up the issues and then figure out the evidence myself. You're not even bringing me any evidence.
I got evidence right here, the bill right here.
No, you need more than that. What makes you think that they're responsible for it? Did you provide them a copy of them and
They know. They know.
then you talk to their attorney and see if you guys can get it resolved. That's the first order. You all should be trying to resolve this. They have counsel. And she is happy to work with you if you provide that and say they should be doing that. If that's not the case, then you need to file a motion. But I can't keep bifurcating this case down to every issue. And the only reason why I picked the tax one up is because they led me to believe that they thought that the tax issue would keep their MyHalf application from being processed. That's why I set it aside so I can get it addressed. But the attorney says she doesn't think it has any bearing on it. At this point, we've already addressed it.
Okay. Like I say, I'm the one lost over here and I'm the one like it should be.
It's an unfortunate,
8 months, Your Honor, with all
but you
that.
entered a land contract and that's the
I
risk you
know.
take
I know, Your
when
Honor.
you enter a land contract. And then the land contract gives them an opportunity to cure the issues. And you want to skip over all of that.
And they post the house for sale, Your Honor. So that's.
You talking more recently?
Yeah, they posted for sale.
You
No,
can't,
hardly.
wait a minute, wait a minute,
Yes,
wait a
I
minute,
know.
wait a minute. We don't just start speaking out in the middle of court. Okay? If you have issues, and I recognize you're representing yourself, sir. But if you're gonna have issues, you're gonna have to document it and file a motion for the court so that I can get jurisdiction to handle it.
Okay, Your Honor, when we gonna have the hearing so I can prepare for that?
You said,
The
well, we can't
hearing-
have the hearing until you file the motion. You file the motion, they give you a hearing date the time you do that.
Sorry, like I'm saying, when it will be this, that you rule for the hearing for the rent issue and stuff. I know you're waiting for that.
Yeah, we were waiting for MyHalf. I don't think that it's been the time period that I said I would hold this property. Yeah, September 28th, I said that MyHalf was pending and I would stay the case. It hasn't been 30 days yet. I usually stay a minimum of 30 days
Okay,
for the application. And so for your other issue though, you're right here in the building right now. You can go right downstairs and you can file it to the clerk's office, tell them what you need to file, and then you can file it. And then that way they'll give you a hearing date so that we can address whatever the other issue is that, or whatever the demands that you want that are not the same issue as what this MyHalf application is going to address, okay? Because you're talking about other issues.
Yes.
You can't address electricity bill on
No,
an eviction.
Your Honor, I know
You know
your
that.
point, but I'm saying is, again, is all rated, how they bring the taxes and why I'm talking about the taxes and the issue. I bring them to the court because they're only for 8 months. Now it's over 9 months. And they bring the taxes issue, so they take time. I talked to her brother said they making the time, so.
I don't
they-
want to hear what the
See?
brother say. It's hearsay. There's court rules.
I know, Your
You can't tell
Honor.
me what somebody else
I
said.
know, Your Honor. Like I say, is because it's all the same case. Why I'm here for the taxes? Because I bring them to the court, they didn't pay me the rent. Why? Because they didn't pay me the rent. There is other issues, they didn't pay me the, like, again.
Yeah, but
all-
you didn't sue on this lawsuit. You didn't sue for electricity.
I know,
That's a
Your
separate
Honor.
lawsuit.
I know, Your Honor. Same thing with the taxes.
The taxes issue, they said that the issue was that they couldn't get their MyHalf because they said MyHalf wanted to make sure the tax issue was addressed. When the attorney got on the case, I asked her about that and she said she doesn't think
And
that
I-
they had anything to do with it.
And I offered that time, I say, if the issue with my half, I will pay the 700.
You offered
Remember
that, you
that.
did, but
Yeah.
now you don't even have to pay the 700.
I know, I'm
So
gonna
then,
pay less.
so exactly, so you should be happy then. I'm not.
I'm
not
happy, Your
following.
Honor, but I'm saying, I just feel like I say, I'm here.
And
I'm-
also
I'm-
you said that if you had to fill anything out to help them, you wouldn't do it. That's why I had to address it because I thought it was upholding their application and you were being facetious, meaning you were gonna be, I'm not gonna help you because I'm upset with you right now.
No, that's
That's
why
what you were
the
doing.
first, I know sometimes we say words, but we didn't mean it.
Yeah,
And that's was the first time, like, and I told them that the same thing, but again, I wanna be everyone go be happy with their life. I
I
don't
just
wanna
want,
be
and
here
you want your
every
money,
day.
and you just want your money.
Yeah, you know, for this point, if you can't roll it, give me my house, I don't want no money, but you're not gonna do that too. So,
Well,
I know.
if they want to give them house, then they can.
no, they posted for sale, Your Honor. It's for sale for $100,000. No one's gonna buy it, and it's gonna be taking time, and I'm gonna be here every day. And I know even they get help like the first time, they're not gonna pay me again, and I have to come back again and deal with all that. So I think that's
Those are-
not fair for me.
It's definitely
It's law. I
these are
know.
these are the risks that you take
I know. Your
when
Honor.
you rent property and when you put property for sale under a land contract. You took these risks. The court didn't take the risk, and you need to immerse yourself in the court rules about the land contract, because you're upset because you can't get immediate return on the property when they aren't, in your words, following through in the end of the bargain. But you were never going to get that. That's why you did a land contract.
I know, Your Honor. Like, every day you learn something.
Yeah.
I'm new on this field, like I'm saying, and I hate it now because
Yeah,
I have to be in the
I
court.
understand. So it's an
have to deal
unfortunate
with, like,
situation.
you
I
know,
think about it all the time. Sometimes I think, you know what, I'm gonna buy some rental property, and then I come in here on Wednesdays and I'm like, I'm not buying any rental property. I'm not gonna be a landlord, because you take too many risks.
yes.
So you took these risks, and
I
it's
understand.
unfortunate. I think that they can be resolved, at least this issue, hopefully with the MIAP money, to get you some money in your pocket. Whether you all want to resolve this issue as it relates to an ongoing situation, because I mean, like you believe that there's going to be another issue where this is your
100%.
belief.
100%.
And you may be right, but that's unfortunate, an unfortunate part of the agreement you entered into.
Again, I understand, but I hope it will be like, I'm sorry to say this word, it will be fair for me, like the same thing is fair for them.
Oh,
That's what I'm asking for justice. Like, I mean, if there's something for them, like you did for the taxes, and I say, I'm not mad for that because I offered to pay that to
Agreed.
make that smooth the process. I'm
Right,
not
but you
mad.
don't have to pay it to smooth the process. What we want is for it to be fair.
Yes, like I said.
What you
my
offered
word, I'm
wasn't
saying-
fair.
Sorry?
What you offered wasn't fair. You wanted to pay all of it. And I said that, you know, let's see who owes what.
Yes,
And so you don't have to pay all of it. You're going to pay only what you are required to pay because you were the owner of the property at the time that it accrued. Now, what you're talking about now is about electricity bill and or some other bills.
Your Honor, I'm not gonna deal with that because again,
You
it's.
can, you just need to file another
I
lawsuit
don't
for it.
know, I'm gonna just, like you say, is a month, I just wanna. Like I say, 200 there, 500 there, I know it's money, you know, my kids.
What is the electricity bill in your name?
No, when I sell them the house, they should switch it to their name. I left back home, my dad passed away, so they know that, I left back home. I come back, I got a bill for $1,000 some. So,
From 2021?
yes, so I told them why to switch it, they said, we switch it, we call with that, but still not switch. So I got to his house and I say, hey, it's $1,000, what are we gonna do it? He said, okay, let's do agreement. He paid 200, he called, he paid 200, because he paid the 200, they will not turn on the surface if not pay some money. So I told him, okay, pay the 200, stop paying. And then even I have a paper written in his writing saying he paid me $50 a month. I agree with him and I pay a whole.
So you have that agreement?
I don't know what I did with that, but I think I'm gonna find it.
Yeah, find it
Yes,
and send it to Ms. Till,
so.
okay? And she will talk to them.
So
okay?
he say he paid me $50 a month.
To-
Start
On the
paying me-
electricity bill,
Yeah, he paid me first month, second month, third
and then he
month,
stops.
and then he stopped. So the leftover was between 200 and 250, something like that. I talked to him the last time. I don't care, do whatever you want to do. That's what make me mad. I call him for the rent. I don't care, do whatever you want to do. That's why I bring him to court.
Okay.
And I wish he'd be
Find your-
honest and say it right now.
Well-
He say that.
Okay, well, find your agreement if you can. And then,
You're like I say, I don't want to, I have the kids, I have work every day. I'm taking like off from work. And now I'm worried about my kids who's gonna bring them to school.
well, this is your,
200, it will be not hurt me. It's not gonna kill me. So I'm
This-
not gonna worry about that, but I hope we get an agreement for the rents for the house. If they're gonna pay me, they're gonna pay me. If they're not gonna pay me, I want my.
well, what
property
either they owe the money or they don't. That's number one. Now, the other, and I'm talking about the rent money or the,
Yes.
and then the only reason why the case is stopped is to see if the money that they owe, because I don't think they're disputing that they owe it, is to see if it can be paid by the government. Okay,
Okay.
and so if that happens, then that will resolve your issue, at least for now.
Yes.
If it doesn't happen, then we have to move forward and either they owe it or they don't. So it's not a tough issue.
Okay.
It's just
I
the
understand.
issue is just waiting. And I know that's frustrating.
No, like I say, I've been waiting 9 months, so I can't wait another month, no problem to me, like I say. So it's not a big deal. But again, I hope like it will be, like I'm saying, not, like you say, in a month, just to come back and.
Not even a month. I was the 28th of September. So 28th of October, you can send a letter to the clerk's office and then say you want a hearing.
The court office send a letter or stop by. and
Either
just
way,
tell them?
either way you want.
Just
They'll
tell
probably
them.
ask you to put it in writing or something so that they can, what happens is when I have a stay, they ask for just something in writing to put in the file that you said the case was stayed and you want a hearing. It's been stayed for more than 30 days.
Okay,
And then we'll set it for a hearing and figure out why my half hasn't made a decision on whether or not they were going to make payment.
my information, they will help you one time a year. And they already got help, so I don't think so they're gonna get help. I hope they get
Right,
help,
well,
so I
then,
can get my
then
money.
my half needs to tell us that and say, no, we're denying it, and then we know what to do.
The problem, there's a lot of cases, so I know it take a month and two. I know that, but
Yeah.
at least they told you in the process, if they deny you, they deny you in the process, but you should know, because I have other people, believe me, I wait for other people 2 months. But you know what they was doing? One of them, she called me, say, Ali, I'm sorry, the case there. I thought, don't worry. Ali, I have $50 for you. Ali, I have
They were,
200
I get what you're saying.
200 for you.
I get what
You
you're
know,
saying,
but-
sir. I get what you're saying. I think part of the, and I think that there's a breakdown in the relationship that you all have. So that makes this a little bit more difficult.
I was the nice guy.
I don't doubt
You
that.
know, but I end up bad guy with them. I don't know why. I did nothing, just ask them to pay me my rent. That's it. Sorry to waste your time, I
No,
know
you're
that-
not wasting my time. I was gonna
Yeah.
be here anyways.
Thank you.
So, yep, well,
So with that money, did I have to go pay it for the taxes or how we gonna do it?
it's however you feel like I'm not going to tell you when you gotta pay it. That's up to you.
It should be
The-
paid soon because that's what we hear, so.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
tell them when they're gonna
No,
pay
I'm
either,
saying
right?
if she wanna help with that, because it have to be paid soon. If we get agreement, we go together, pay it off, or they give me the money, give them receipt for that, go pay it off, how they wanna do it, I don't care. So,
Okay, well, I'll let you all work on that off the record. I don't need to be a
Okay.
party into how you.
I
guys
no,
work
I'm
that
saying, I know they gonna be dealing with that, so I'm here, that's what I'm saying. If she
Well,
wanna
you-
help them with that,
out.
that's
Yep,
fine.
she can help them with that as. the
I give her
attorney.
my phone number, I hope she called me so we can agreement on that.
Agreed. And so any other issues relative to this matter that's being stayed, you have to talk to her about it and not to them directly. You understand
Okay.
that, right? Because they're now represented by counsel.
Yes.
So it's against the law for you to talk to them directly.
No,
okay?
I never stop, I never go over
Okay.
there, I don't have no.
And then if they reach out to you, you say about this issue. Have them talk to their attorney and you communicate with the attorney, and that way we know that there will be better communication, okay?
Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna call them, I'm not gonna talk to them about the issue, if,
Well, you may have questions or some stuff that come up, but Ms. Till is pretty reasonable. You can talk to her.
okay, I mean, I don't have her phone number, I give her my number, so.
Well,
you
she's
wanna
at legal
call-
services, and I'm sure you could Google her legal services, and I'll give you a sheet of paper that has legal services direct
Okay.
number. I don't have her direct number, but someone can get you in contact with her. Okay, any additional matters, Ms. Till?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set for today. Thank you.
All right, thank you.